Well, hello my dears, this is Sarah from sheholdsdearly.com, and today we are going to be talking about how to mix two different styles. We're going to mix mid-century modern and Bohemian. So I've recently had the opportunity to take on another side design project. This one is for my church, and we are going to have this done by Mother's Day and then do a big reveal. The room that's the nursing room or the young mother's room that moms can go into and watch the sermon on a TV and have their baby with them is in need of a little makeover. So I am going to take this on, and I thought, you know, I'll just take you along and show you my thought processes and sources and solutions to different issues in this space, and it's just a great learning opportunity. So first of all, I'll show you what we're dealing with, and it is an improvement. We actually have our own room now and a door, and so these things are better. Someone bought some beautiful lamps from Target, but other than that, it's not super welcoming. From a design perspective, it actually is like decorating a big RV. It's 26 by 10. It has one window which opens into another part of the building, so we're not really going to be using it, and we need it shut for privacy. There are two doors. It used to be two offices, and one office was larger than the other, so there's one kind of side beam on the left side where you can see it's a supporting wall, so we had to leave a portion of that in place. So one of the things you always want to do for yourself too, but whenever you are working with someone, you want to know what are the things that people need. So in this particular space, I talked with a whole bunch of moms, and they said they wanted a space where they could show that it was like vacant or occupied so that people wouldn't walk in. Some babies needed to be rocked. Some babies needed to have the place quiet. So we are going to do Bluetooth headsets so that people can just adjust the volume and watch the sermon and worship without bothering other moms or babies. Some people actually want to talk with other moms. Some people want to actually just have total privacy and turn their back to other moms. Sometimes people will bring in a toddler that has just randomly refused to go to Sunday school, and so they will be brought in, and I thought, well, let's add a little tiny space for them, not encouraging a ton of kids in there, but let's have a spot for the little sibling that needs to be in there. Then I'm gonna add in a changing table area. I want it child-proofed. I want it to smell good. I want covers on the changing table and the bobby pillows so that people don't have to be stressed out if they get something on the covers. There'll be a laundry basket in there that I can take care of. All the lighting needs to be soft and beautiful. We want plants, we want beautiful artwork, rugs for a baby to crawl on. They ask for end tables to put their water bottles on because they drink a lot of water when they're nursing. I remember all this stuff. When they first walk in, to be a welcome table that has maybe some snacks and some water and a sign that welcomes them and tells them where everything is and what the Wi-Fi password is, and then there's an app they can download for white noise if their baby needs white noise. So I'm thinking about all these things. We're adding in pillows and blankets and beautiful textures, and I'm really excited for what we've come up with. These are the mood boards, and I will link below how to make your own mood boards, the same process that I used to make these. It's a great technique to have in your back pocket if you're doing any type of designing. So this picture is where the changing table is. It's gonna be on the far back wall. And I am gonna pick, because the room is so rectangular and long, it's actually difficult to have two pieces of furniture that you can even walk between, because you need 36 inches between all the walk space areas. They need to be 36 inches wide. And so I have to think about that. I also want to make this room look a little bit more square. So one of the tricks you can do, it's an optical illusion, is to paint the two end walls dark, and it brings them in. So they're going to be painted black, just solid black. And then the other thing that you can do on a long wall is you want to get vertical lines going up. It tricks your eye to make you think that the ceiling is a little higher and things are a little closer, and I didn't want to just do stripes. So what I'm going to do is white brick And so that will give us those vertical lines, white brick wallpaper. Then off to the left of that changing table wall is going to be the tiny little play area, and this green chair is going to be the privacy chair. So that's for the woman that actually wants to turn her back to everyone in the room. She can sit there. And then I've got sort of the social area. So there's going to be this wall with the window is going to have this beautiful mid-century couch, and then opposite is going to be a settee that's like a terracotta velvet, and they can kind of talk. Here's that little love seat I got on Craigslist. I paid $175. I called a upholsterer to get it reupholstered, my favorite guy, and he said nope, he wants 6 weeks and we only have 4. All right, I called an upholsterer in town. Let's see what he says. He says, I'm sorry, I cannot meet that deadline. I have this fear that I'm going to be the one doing the upholstery. Well, I have officially called almost every place in town. Everyone's at least 6 weeks out booked. I would say it's because of COVID. People are getting caught up on, both ends. People are getting things done. They're trying to get work done. I feel like I either have to paint this thing myself, which I don't want to do. I want it to be velvet. I think I'm going to have to do this myself. See, this is what you do. You get emotionally involved, and then you're like, no, it has to be awesome. And then you just give what it takes. I've got swatches from Joann's and Fabric.com and Interior Define. Love the texture on that. But I think I'm going to go with this one. And then there'll be a corner on the other end of the room that has a rocking chair. So I've thought about all these things, and what I wanted to explain with the different styles is that the whole church is really mid-century modern, but because this is its own sort of island within the building and it is specifically designed for women, I'm gonna mix in some Bohemian to this feel. So as you can see from the boards, I kind of went back and forth. If I do a mid-century couch, then the settee is gonna be more Bohemian. And if I do hanging plants with macrame, which is very Bohemian, then I want the pots to look a little bit more mid-century modern. And so the 2 lights on the console, when you first walk in, kind of the welcome area, are very Bohemian. And then the other ones are very mid-century modern, so the one on the changing table. So I look at each item that I'm working on, so like the lights. And then I think, okay, what's Bohemian? And I pick some of that, and then I pick some mid-century modern. So then I focus on the pillows, and I pull in some mid-century modern and some Bohemian. So you wanna just keep balancing and mixing and building this whole thing together. And that's how you pull off 2 looks. And it's something that is a very common question, especially wives saying, my husband doesn't like this style and I like this style. Because usually the men wanted a more rustic, more modern, and then she's trying to bring in a softer look. And so this is actually a very common look, to mix mid-century modern with Bohemian. I'm going to show you some stuff that has come in, and it's fun to open all the packages. And I did want to give you one more design tip, that as you are trying to bring this whole plan to life and you're ordering things in, everything that you buy must pass through a test. It must be the correct color that you thought it was. It must not be too yellow or too blue, or the grays can get blue and the whites can get yellow, and you want to be very consistent with your undertones. The color has to just be nailed, and if it's not, you change it if you can, or you send it back. You also want to check on the size. So these mood boards are amazing and I love them. But if there's gonna be a problem, it's gonna be a problem with proportion. Like I didn't get the measurements exactly right. It's just very, very common. So you need to get things in and go, oh, is that sign too small? Oh, is that pillow too large for the settee that we're using? So be a stickler on size, on color, and then the third thing is on quality. So if it comes in and it just looks like garbage, you know, that it's crooked and it's like falling apart and it looks, you thought it was metal and it's actually like painted wood or something stupid, that's another reason. Send it back and keep going. So everything that arrives, every single detail has to be analyzed and pass this test before it makes it into the final group of things that are gonna go in the room. And I was telling my design school the other day, this room, just this simple small room, I've probably looked through 150,000 items, literally, online. And that's pretty normal for what you've got to go through. And then from those 150,000 items, I've got to choose about 75 of them. And they need to be the right size, they need to be the right colors, the right textures, they need to be the right level in the room. So some things need to be horizontal, some things need to be vertical. So it's a huge undertaking to get every square inch perfect, but it's so worth it. And I just want you to know that if you're struggling with all the decisions, it's not just you. This is the design process, but it is worth it. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that's come in. So I've been in here just kind of staging everything, trying to figure out what I like. It's always a big old mess. Looks like I'm moving. So I need to color match this. This is the pillow from the mid-century couch that we have going on. And you can see like it has several different colors. I want to somehow blend these together and make a solid to paint the changing table dresser. Okay, and the rule with pillow plants is they absolutely must look real. Do not compromise on that rule. All right, you guys, I hope you got some ideas and some encouragement today. And if you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I do post regularly and I get to share with you how to make interior design easy. All right, I will see you here next week. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.